Have you ever heard a person complain that the sequel to a crime thriller failed to live up to the original? Well, for one real-life cybercrime operation, the sequel has surpassed the first edition in many, many ways. Recently, Interpol announced the results of Operation Serengeti 2.0, which included more than 1,000 arrests. Hi, I'm Marcus Christian. Welcome to the Cyber Sidebar. Operation Serengeti 2.0 is an Interpol-coordinated strike against cybercrime. It included investigators from 18 African nations and the United Kingdom from June through August of 2025. It focused on high-harm and high-impact cybercrimes, including ransomware, online scams, and business email compromise. In an earlier Cyber Sidebar, I discussed the first Operation Serengeti. It was one of the largest ever, focusing on cybercrime and involved 1,006 arrests. This year's operation builds on the first one and arrested 1,209 suspects for crimes that caused $480 million in losses. And law enforcement agents recovered the equivalent of $97.4 million. The crimes charged in Operation Serengeti 2.0 affected nearly 88,000 victims. Now, to put that into perspective, the city of Flagstaff, Arizona has about 75,000 people, one of America's 500 largest cities. But behind stunning cybercrime numbers are real people with their respective worlds turned upside down. For example, the story of Rodney Baldus shows the potential devastation of online scams. Mr. Baldus, a retired truck driver and grandfather from Minnesota, received what looked like a legitimate communication, promising an inheritance from a long-lost relative. Hoping to save his family farm after his wife's death, he followed the instructions, traveling all the way to Mozambique to sign paperwork and collect his supposed windfall. Instead, someone handed him a suitcase that they told him contained legal documents to deliver to lawyers in Europe. Hidden inside a so-called gift of sweets and biscuits were nearly 5 kilograms of heroin. Rodney Baldus was arrested and sentenced to 18 years in prison for drug trafficking. Imagine being in your 70s with faint hope of ever regaining your freedom 9,000 miles away from home. His story is a stark reminder that these scams don't just steal money, they can destroy lives. He fell for a hybrid of two scams, an inheritance scam and a blind drug mule scam. Now, the suspects arrested in Operation Serengeti 2.0 likely were not the ones who victimized Rodney Baldus. Information about their specific victims is not readily available. But what is clear is that Operation Serengeti 2.0 involved cross-sector collaboration among law enforcement officials, cybersecurity professionals, legal advisors, and others. In Angola, that collaboration shut down 25 clandestine crypto mining centers run by 60 Chinese nationals. They seized 45 illicit power stations and IT hardware valued at more than $37 million. Equipment now repurposed to support power distribution in underserved communities. Zambian authorities uncovered an online high-yield crypto investment scheme luring 65,000 victims worldwide. Estimated losses? $300 million. Police arrested 15 people, seized digital domains, and confiscated 372 forged passports, exposing a human trafficking ring. The probe now chases accomplices overseas, proof that digital fraud and human exploitation often intersect. In Côte d'Ivoire, officers recently dismantled a transnational inheritance scam ring linked to Germany, recovering electronics, cash, and vehicles. The scam caused an estimated $1.6 million in losses. In addition to arrests and prosecutions, Operation Serengeti 2.0 focused on prevention through a partnership with the International Cyber Offender Prevention Network, known as INTERPOL. The consortium of law enforcement agencies from 36 countries aims to identify and mitigate potential cybercriminal activity before it occurs. Because of Operation Serengeti 2.0, nearly 88,000 victims have a chance to get something rare in cybercrime cases: closure. For families that lost inheritance fees, to businesses forced to recover from ransomware or business email compromises, to communities now receiving electricity once reserved for illegal mining, the ripple effects are tangible. Operation Serengeti 2.0 underscores two truths. First, cybercrime is borderless. Second, increasingly so are law enforcement efforts to combat it. But cybercrimes and related frauds continue to grow. For example, according to the U.S. Federal Trade Commission, the number of reported foreign money and inheritance scams increased by more than 75% between 2022 and 2024. The Cyber Sidebar is about providing information to help you stay informed and take meaningful action. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay secure, stay informed, and make a positive difference in the lives of others.